Testing 1, 2. It better work. That's not good. Hey, how you doing? All right. Hello, hello. Okay, good. How you doing, folks? My name is Tim Black. Welcome to the Tim Black Show. Glad you can make it. Hope you can hear me. So people say, Tim, your mic too far away, bruh. Got a good mic, but it's way back there. What's up, Wolfpack? What's up, Patreon people? What's up, Johnsons? All right, guys. So I know it's early in the morning, technically Friday, but we're going to count this as a Thursday, okay? Because I got people on the West Coast that are tuning in. So I get to cheat a little bit and say that it's still Thursday. All right, guys. So I want to first go make sure my people on YouTube can hear us. Then we'll check Facebook. YouTube, what's happening, YouTube peoples? YouTube people, YouTube people, YouTube people. Hey, Johnson, Joe Famous, Ghana for Life, glad to have you. Aaron Edwards, A.E. Aurora, C.U. Sup, Mike, Giamata, Jin, Viking Tees is in the house. Red Forest is in the place. Joe says we looking fresh today. That's right, we fresh, man. Flying fresh, man. That's my youth right there, man. When I had a little sparkle in my eye. When I believed all things were possible. Right? Kenyon, what's up, Kenyon Bunny? D-Town, what's up? What's happening? Shalita, Death Leopards. What's up, Mr. Slick Wordsworth? Wordsmith, we in the building, Johnson. Jimmy Mack says, give them hell, Tim. We will give them hell. They deserve hell. Don't they? Don't they deserve hell? They deserve the wrath of the people, don't they? Man, Dave Chappelle hit it so well when he said, you stood on a man's neck for 8 minutes and 46 seconds, and you did not think the wrath of hell would come down on you. It's arrogance, man. Welcome, YouTube people. Let's go make sure our Facebook people can, let's be fair and balanced. Let's be fair and balanced with the Facebook people. What's up, Facebook? How you doing, K, Deja? Robin, what's happening? How you feeling? You guys good over there? Jasmine and Cindy. Greg, what's up? Margaret, Mark Henry, Natalie, how you doing? My people's up in this joint. We are good. Got nothing but love up here. Did I tell you, my Facebook people, man, what's up, Greg? How you doing, man? What's up? You don't speak to nobody? What's up, Carrie? What you got on my 40, Rose? What's happening? What you got on my 40, homie? Oh, we ready tonight, man. We ready. Oh, I'm sorry, Facebook. I must be coming down with a little bit of that blue flu. You heard about it, haven't you? The blue flu is a special strain of flu that only pigs catch. Yeah, only the feds catch it. Only cops catch it. The symptoms are having to be held accountable for one's actions. Actually not being able to kill people and run around willy-nilly. To have reasonable care in not killing mofos. These are all very dangerous, like, whoa. How dare you, America, start demanding that your officers give a shit. See, what happened is, white cops start treating white people like black people. Now, white people and black people are going to kick the hell out of the cops. Say that twice real fast. That's what's happening. But this thing, blue flu is an actual thing, man. It's sweeping the nation. It's rumored that it may start sweeping the nation. This has been a couple places it's been reported. Most famously reported in Atlanta. Anyone not up to speed with this, let me catch you up real quick. Part of the reason for blue flu is a phenomenon where police officers stop going to work. Yeah, they decide, hey, we don't need this. We don't need rules. Accountability. Let's see how well you do without me, you animals. You dirt people, you mud people, you animals. Yeah, all of you. We the cops, we're above you. We keep you in line. Yeah, so they start doing what's called a sick out or a work stoppage or a work slowage. Basically, they all get the gout at the same time and they don't show up to work. Here goes a clip showing a little bit of the reason why Atlanta police officers have suddenly come down with a case of the blue flu.
We're going to begin with breaking news tonight. The Atlanta police officer who shot and killed Rayshard Brooks Friday night has been charged with murder and aggravated assault, along with 9 other charges. It was a dramatic press conference today, and prosecutors used enlarged photos to lay out a very detailed case, saying the officer, Garrett Rolfe, shot Brooks in the back twice and then kicked him as he lay bleeding. They said the 27-year-old could be heard on video saying, "I got him." Tonight, the other officer at the scene is now cooperating in the investigation and could testify against his fellow officer. The incident, which was caught on 8 different cameras, started when police found Brooks, who had been drinking, asleep in his car at a Wendy's drive-thru. Prosecutors say it ended 41 minutes later when police tried to cuff him without telling him he was under arrest. They struggled and Brooks grabbed one officer's taser. He was shot when he took off running. Investigators now say that taser was unable to fire because it had already been used twice.
So based on the uprising of the police officers, pissed off that they say that their counterpart Garrett was being charged unfavorably, or said he was a scapegoat by the city, that they were using him to sort of back off protesters. Mr. Garrett Rolfe, and Devin Brennan, or Brosnan. So Garrett is the one who shot Mr. Richard in the back twice. So, look, police officers don't believe that there should have been charges leveled against the officer. They said it was overkill. Yeah, overkill. And that he should have never been arrested. So they're pissed off. They're thinking that they're the ones now who are being harassed. Some officers have been noticed saying that they feel singled out, that they feel prejudged, that they feel, oh my God, like they're being career profiled. Yeah, career profile. Sort of like racial profile, but because they got on a blue uniform, they're being like stereotyped because of all cops. You know, that's why I use terms like one bad apple, you know. So this is part of the reason why Atlanta police, a lot of them didn't show up for work or for duty. They said that they were sick. They did a sick out, a blue flu. Now, last night I downloaded an app. I saw an article referencing it, saying it might be a good idea to check out what's going on in the activity. And you could hear that there was very little happening in Atlanta last night. Now, I'll admit, I was up till like 2 a.m., and maybe that's not the good time to catch much on the scanners. But I didn't hear a lot of activity as far as officers responding to calls. And they're saying that there were some calls, but the officers weren't there to pick up. Keisha Lance Bottom, the mayor of Atlanta, says that they've been able to cover for it. And I guess I would say unbeknownst to the police officers who decided to sick out, Atlanta's still Atlanta. Yeah, Atlanta's still Atlanta. It didn't burn down. All the animals didn't kill themselves and run into the suburbs and burn all the houses and drag out white women and start kicking doggies. No, that didn't happen. In fact, I've seen nothing major that happened due to you not being on the job. So with that, I'm just wondering, maybe it's not such a bad idea to defund the police. I mean, you decided you didn't want to come to work, and now we're deciding maybe you don't need to come back to work. Maybe we could find other people to do your job. And maybe half of the shit that you do, you shouldn't be doing anyway, should be done by someone actually trained. Maybe someone who spent a little bit of time in school. There's a great article. I encourage everybody to check this out. It's on Medium. It's called Confessions of a Former Bastard Cop. In this article on Medium, the former officer for nearly 2 years, he describes the corrupt, the dehumanizing, the racist, the bigoted, the classist, the fascist temperament and environment in police forces, and how it begins not just in the field, it begins in training. When they first bring you in, they show you film after film after film of officers fighting for their lives and killed by suspects. Over and over and over and over and over and over again, officers are taught it's us against them. It's us against them. And us against them quickly morphs into us against the animals. Us against the trash. Saints against devils. And this is the mentality largely held. Also in the article, the former officer goes on to tell you his recommendations of incrementalism will not work. This is not a problem that can be fixed inside by one officer. He himself admits many things he did that were improper. It became a game to take people's freedom away from them. He said officers not only clapped and high-fived after shooting or killing someone, they celebrated. They would often give fake charges just to be able to get extra time on their time sheets. All this happens right here under our noses in police forces all across this country. It's a structural problem. Now back to Mr. Rayshard Brooks, which the Atlanta Police Department seems to be so pissed off about. Mr. Jarrett, who appears to be a model police officer. I mean, only if you consider a model police officer an officer who would shoot a man twice in the back, then dogpile his ass, drop kick him while he's bleeding out, dying, refuse to give him any type of medical attention for several minutes, while his partner stands on his shoulders where he was shot, or close by where he was shot. Not only did you shoot the man in the back twice when he was running, which we knew was a dead taser that could cause no harm to anyone, You showed that this was not about apprehending the suspect, more like getting revenge. It was pure anger. Why else would you scream, "I got him"? As if you just caught the bank robber who ran away with all the elderly lady's savings. Or maybe you scream that after catching, I don't know, one of these corporations that got trillions of dollars in the bailout money. Meanwhile, a lot of our regular citizens are left in food lines and bread lines, wondering where the next meal is going to come from. Never thought about it that way, did you, Jared? But he screamed, "I got him!" and then proceeded to drop kick the shit out of a dying man who up to that point had only ran from him and tussled on the ground once. You know, this history of Blue Flu, it's not new. It's not new. It began many years ago. It was performed in places like New York City. In fact, several states instituted Blue Flu. A short history of police protest. That's what they call it, police protest. In 1919, the Massachusetts governor, Calvin Coolidge, sent in militiamen to temporarily replace striking police officers in Boston. So they went on a strike in Boston and they sent militiamen, and I would equate that to the National Guard. Closest thing I could think of that resembles it. The National Guard came, they filled in, and then they declared that going on strike was something that could not be done by police officers whose job was to serve and protect the citizens. New York's first police job action didn't happen for another 50 years. In 1971, an estimated 20,000 patrolmen refused to report for duty. 20,000 cops stood down, citing the so-called Blue Flu. They coordinated sick days. They were pissed off about their pay, so they wouldn't get paid enough. And so it was a grievance over funding. The next decade saw a string of police strikes throughout the country: Baltimore, San Francisco, Cleveland, New Orleans, all with legacies of police brutality of their own. Many of these so-called walkouts were staged to demand pay increases or better bargaining rights for the unions. So we go on and on with that, but just know that this is not a new thing. They've been doing this in order to muscle mayors and states. I tell you that the police unions are dangerous. Dangerous. You know, while people talk about Rayshard Brooks or talk about what's happening in Atlanta, a couple things about this that I want to mention that aren't being mentioned, so I want you to pull in close and check this out. A lot of people have discussed this issue. They've done so in a deliberate manner. Some of them have done so very sincerely. And I respect the hell out of that, the fact that you do so from a place of honesty. So I appreciate that. But you're missing one glaring point, and I got to point it out. One of the reasons why Rayshard Brooks ran that night. Hey, we're not going to condone running from police officers. We want to say go ahead and go to court, live to fight another day. But what you failed to mention is that Rayshard Brooks, he was on parole. Rayshard Brooks had been in the system. Rayshard Brooks was trying to rebuild his life. And we all know what happens in this system, don't we? This system that is lopsided. A system that if you don't have money, you aren't the right complexion, you don't have the right representation, which usually all goes together, and sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes they're black people with a lot of money, a la O.J. Simpson. But for the average person who doesn't have a lot of money, you end up in the system, you stay in the system. Rayshard Brooks ran that day not just because he wanted to not go to jail that night, but he was worried that he would miss much time. Much time with his family, much time with his kids. In fact, he talked about it years earlier in a video that he did, or in a sitting, in an interview he did with an organization that dealt with ex-offenders. Rayshard Brooks wanted to rebuild his life. He tried to do everything he could to avoid going back in the system. Never really leaving the system once you're in the system and you're on paper. Hell, you guys know about the story about Meek Mill. Did you know the real problem with Meek Mill's story was that he did something when he was like 17, and now at almost 30 years old, the system had found ways to keep him in the system? The real travesty of Rayshard Brooks is not just what happened that day, when Garrett decided to shoot him twice in the back because he was mad and he wanted to get him. It has to do with the fact that we have a system so fucked up that Rayshard Brooks would risk his life, was basically give up his life in frustration that there's no way to beat this damn system. Take my car, I'll walk home. You can have it. Just let me go. I don't want to go back in the system. I got kids. I got a wife. The problem with the police officers, as you will read in that article written on that Medium account, is that it's not just that they pull the trigger. It's that they have pulled away from the rest of us. They'll become a group upon itself, in and of itself. And the only people that they serve are themselves. The only people that they protect is the blue line. And that they are no longer part of society as we see it. It really has become them against us. So let that be a part of the conversation when we discuss Rayshard Brooks. Not just about reforming the police, not just about defunding the police, but also about humanity and what the real problems are. Too many people are talking about the beast and cutting off its head, but they're only talking about cutting off one or two heads. There's about 5 different heads on this beast. We need to cut them all out. Qualified immunity being one of them. Did you know 70% of the prisoners on Rikers Island aren't even convicted of anything? When you talk about no bail bond, there's a lot to it. So let's get to it. There's a lot of work to do. So roll up your sleeves. Let's get busy. Killer Mike said strategize, organize, execute. Well, let's do that. Blue flu or no blue flu. All right. Now, it's kind of pissed me off, man. Pisses me off. Okay. On the backdrop of everything that's been happening, folks, and we've been talking about the protests, right? We talked about the protests. We've all covered it. We've been seeing it. Some people, are still engaged in protests, and I applaud you for your efforts. When people defend the police, when people defend our present system, they're defending an individual they may know. Some of them are defending this concept. But some of them are defending white supremacy and bigotry in its worst form. There's a close connection between a lot of police officers and the Klan and other hate groups. Say what you want, think what you want, but we can see. We have eyes. The tape don't lie. Here's a video of a protester being assaulted by Nazis, Klan members, and other white supremacists right in front of the police. And the police did nothing. In fact, they supported the assaulters.
Sir, I just got punched in the back of the head.
You better get him going back there. Take care of that. We can take a report from you.
Okay, where am I allowed to demonstrate?
Cincinnati.
Yeah, being a one Black Lives Matter supporter in the midst of a bunch of Klan members, white supremacists, and neo-Nazi types, it's not a good place to be, not a safe place to be. I don't know if everybody caught this, but that officer did something that I've seen on several videos. He told this man, he told people there to assault this man, and then looked the other way. He basically did this. He said, "Hey, don't nobody touch him." And he knew his guy was standing behind him. So as he looked away, the guy smacked him upside the head, and then he looks over. "Hey, I was hit." "I didn't see anything, Johnson." Just so happens when I said don't hit him, which means hit him, you're looking the other way. He happened to be looking the other way. So, hey, look, we weren't born yesterday. Some of us are naive. Some of us are a little slow. But eventually we're going to catch up. Eventually we're going to see what's going on, that there is a close connection. Maybe 10 years ago, there was a report handed down that showed that the Klan and other neo-Nazi organizations were infiltrating the police. The FBI did that study, you know. I didn't do the study. It wasn't Tim Black, Willie D., and D.L. Hughley who did the study. The study was conducted by Federal Bureau of Investigations, and they're the ones that concluded that the infiltration was occurring. Contrary to the conservative black media heads and talking heads that are propped up by white people who love when black people say the shit they want to say, but say so in a black face, this is reality. It doesn't have to be every police officer if there's a culture that allows it. And it starts at the top as well as on the streets. That old-ass patrolman, that old-ass whatever he was, cop there, I'm pretty sure he had rank. You don't think he's telling other cops beat the hell out of protesters? Allow these protesters to get beat up by the neo-Nazi guys? I think they are, Johnson. I think they are. So I say, man, get your blue flu. We don't need you. Yeah. This is all like right now, this is happening at such a crazy time. Such a crazy, crazy time, guys. We had a Trump article? Yeah, we got a Trump article. Check this out, guys. This is a good one. We're good. Check this out. So, Donald Trump's been running for re-election since Donald Trump entered the White House. Donald Trump's been running for re-election ever since Donald Trump entered the White House. Everything he's done in order to make sure he'd be favorable to his base. He's been playing that fiddle for him, making the dog whistles, and sometimes no dog, no whistle, just straight hollering at him. Like, hey, I hate him too. He's been doing everything he could do to endear himself to his radical right. And this worked on some of you. More about that a little bit later. But one of the things he's doing is he's got these campaign ads that he tweets out. Yeah, campaign ads that he's been tweeting out on his account, which has millions and millions and millions of people following it. One of these ads I want to show you. And I wasn't sure if I wanted to share it with you. But if you're so dim-witted that you would be confused by it, now would be a good time for you to share it with a friend or view it with a friend so we can demystify you. Donald Trump is full of it. Here goes a video ad that he tweeted yesterday. Check this out. The President of the United States tweeted this.
I'm right up here on the left. Actually, the road's closed, so you can turn around in the driveway at the bottom of the hill. Have a good night.
Face to face with 16-year-old high school.
You serious right now?
Go! Keep going! Go! Keep going! Go!
And really, it was just a matter of time before we saw something like this. And I'm really surprised that we haven't seen something worse.
People always ask, what does it mean to make America great again?
Right?
Man, parts like the snow, man.
Try to give you a push?
Yeah, please, man. I appreciate it.
All right, look, here's what we're gonna have to do. I'm gonna push, don't hit the brakes at all. You just gotta keep going. Go! Keep going! Go!
It means to make America a better place than it was the day before.
Oh, yes. The Trump white guy with the white Make America Great Again hat on his head saves the black guy from the snow. Yeah, it's really a great country after all. It's really no problems. Hey, you see right here, they make this whole thing up. He said, get out of here. That was why it went right. Hey, look, basically the message of this story, of this video, of this ad for Donald Trump that he tweeted to everyone, the whole entire world, is that everything is fake news. And all those videos that you've seen, there's really stuff that you're not seeing that makes it innocuous. Makes the whole idea of the whole issue behind the video to be the opposite. That nullifies what you saw. Now, I'm not going to say there aren't videos that haven't been doctored. Yeah, I've seen some videos that have been truncated. And this pissed me off, certain videos I've seen that were truncated. But usually those videos are not people-shot videos. Those are videos shot by cable media. They do more than truncating of videos. If you've been doing this business long enough, you'll know, you'll find out. Most of the videos you see that are cut off have been cut off by news companies, news corporations who put them out. They said cut for time. Average folks don't cut videos for time. But anyway, back to the point. Donald Trump is the worst purveyor of fake news. There are problems in this country. All of them are not the fault of Donald Trump. But to pretend that that issues that happen in this country are fabrications all to bring down Donald Trump is bullshit. It's not happening more often, it's just being filmed. And it's being filmed just happened to be under your watch. Some of it has happened to be under your watch, and some of it is fueled by your bullshit. That's the reality of the situation. There were hate crimes under Trump. There were hate crimes under Obama. There were hate crimes all across this country. But few would deny that there is an uptick. Now, we can blame it on economics, people losing their jobs, general frustrations, and there's been a lot of them. I mean, look at all the stuff that's happening at one time. We got a pandemic. We have an employment crisis. We're definitely in a recession, bump with Trump saying, who are the people? If 40 million people are out of work, how can you tell me that the economy's up? It don't make sense. That's your clearest example that they're lying to us about the economy. If 40 million people are out of work, how can you then say the economy's booming? That's what Trump said just yesterday. The economy's booming. We're almost back to where we were. Most people still haven't gone back to work yet. And he's saying we're back to where we were. It don't make sense. So as we enter a very, very unexciting, catastrophic election season, general election, it looks like it's going to be Joe Biden unless someone goes and throws a net on him, puts the paddles to Bernie Sanders' campaign and gives us a real chance at a better presidency. We're going to end up Joe against Trump. I ain't voting for either one of them. I made that pretty much clear. I don't know why people keep asking me. Do as you do, boo-boo. I live in Maryland. Trump's got as much chance of winning Maryland as Marilyn Monroe has a chance of winning the figure skating contest next summer. Or me, for that matter. Or me growing my dreads out. Maybe that would have been a better one. I went with Marilyn because her name's Marilyn, but then I thought about the fact she's deceased. It's probably not funny. But everybody, no one has a problem with making fun about me being follically challenged. Y'all think that shit's fun. Fat jokes and no hair jokes always go over well. You know, but still, even back to the election thing. I'm sorry, back to the election thing, y'all. Dog. Joe Biden's looking for a VP. It turns out there's one less person he needs to look at. Turns out Amy Klobuchar took herself off the picking line. She's no longer running. She's no longer interested, or maybe it just set in it. She wasn't going to be the person anyway. I don't know. Here goes the clip of Amy Klobuchar announcing that she's unannouncing that she's available to be picked for the job we don't want her to have anyway.
You know, Lawrence, I have never, as you probably know, on many, many shows since I endorsed the vice president on that joyful night in Dallas, I've never commented on this process at all. But let me tell you this, after what I've seen in my state, what I've seen across the country, this is a historic moment, and America must seize on this moment. And I truly believe, as I actually told the vice president last night when I called him, that I think this is a moment to put a woman of color on that ticket. And there are so many incredibly qualified women. But if you want to heal this nation right now, my party, yes, but our nation, this is sure a hell of a way to do it. And that's just what I think after being through this in my state.
Yeah, so she's going to sacrifice her bid to be vice president, which was dead in the water anyway, and support a woman of color, to be vice president because, you know, all the stuff that's been happening in her state. Amy Klobuchar, I've said this many, many times. I know I have some thick-skulled people that don't get it, but we don't need cops. Like, that's the worst profession to be coming from right now, to be anywhere on anything. You couldn't be vice president. Hell, you couldn't be elected the president of the local teachers union right now. Do you understand? The fact that you're still viable in your own state baffles the hell out of me. You're part of the problem. When Amy Klobuchar was the top cop in Minnesota, she had 24 opportunities to prosecute cops who shot civilians. You know how many times she took that opportunity to do that? Can you count to zero, Johnson? Zero. Goose egg. Not at all. And don't tell me about, was it my responsibility? Leaders lead, Amy. Everybody else sits the fuck down and shuts up. But leaders lead. You weren't a leader. You're not a leader now. You don't instill confidence. You're not confident in you. No one is. No one trusts you. You're fake. I don't believe your fake tears. I'm tired of hearing about your snow. I'm tired of hearing about your papa being on the juice. I'm tired of hearing about all of it. I'm prepared. I'm very prepared for the day that Amy Klobuchar goes back to being just that short woman from that state no one gives a fuck about. I want that to happen. There are some people who have been lenient on Amy Klobuchar because they don't want to offend the Karens. You are chief of the Karens, Amy, and we're tired of you. Yeah, we've been vocal about Kamala Harris. I was just as vocal about Amy Klobuchar. While you skated under the radar and everyone else, I had your ass front and center from day one. Those who have selective only pay attention to one candidate. I paid attention to multiple candidates. I think that the days of cops running any type of movements within any party should be over, particularly the Democratic Party, or a party that thinks they're going to get my people's vote. I have no problems with Amy Klobuchar being law and order. That's what she was. She was a law and order politician. She was tough on crime. In the 2000s, not 1990s, when the crack era soared that destroyed black communities. No, in the 2000s, Amy was doing the same shit that we punished Biden for doing in the 90s. She was doing it in the 2000s. That's how she rose to become a fucking senator. Duty of history on her. So no, Amy, you can't knight anyone. You scumbag. You can't knight anyone or give anybody a push. But what you can do is have a whole stadium full of seats. We are done with you. Now, last but not least, guys, remember this guy? Oh, hell. Buffalo peace activist Martin Gugino suffered brain injury and fractured skull after the police assault. Remember this guy? I knew there was something else I wanted to talk about. I will. I'll get to it. I have this plus something else. So stay tuned. Martin Gugino that's the activist that fell and hit his head. Remember that guy? Remember that? Remember him? Remember that poor guy, that poor 75-year-old man that they pushed? Remember that? That peace activist that your president, Donald Trump, slandered, cooked up some conspiracy theories he read off Reddit or 4chan or 8chan, some bullshit that some doofuses out there believed that this 75-year-old activist, peace activist most of his life, is a part of Antifa there to sabotage police scanners. You stupid asses. You numbskulls. That man's still fighting for his life. He can't even walk. So for all of you dumbasses who are on my Facebook posting about, oh, you're drinking the Kool-Aid. You're drinking the Kool-Aid. He fell harder than he looked like he fell. He fell harder intentionally. What 75? So now he's a 75-year-old stuntman. How stupid are you? You're evidence that that the internet shouldn't be for everyone. Some people need a tutor, a guide. Yeah, you need a guide. You know, like when my child was like 5 or 6, to him to go on a field trip, he needed a chaperone because the kids, they will get into things. That's you, Johnson. You need a chaperone on the internet because you believe everything you see and everything you read. And then you have the audacity to tell others that they're the ones brainwashed when it's you, Johnson. Martin Gugino's not a plant. Martin Gugino's not a crisis actor. He's a 75-year-old peace activist standing up for black folks the way he stood up for the environment and other issues that he cared about. He was there as an ally. Now he can't walk. And he's getting death threats daily because of dummies like you. You should be ashamed of yourself, but you're too stupid to feel guilt. I guess it's fitting to do it this way. Technically, it's now. Happy Juneteenth. Juneteenth is a celebration to commemorate the day that Officer, whatever his name was, Garbor, he announced that, hey, all the blacks is free. The blacks are free. Because, see, it was almost 2 years, actually over 2 years, before a lot of slaves in the Confederate States even knew they were free. It began in Texas, this celebration. Juneteenth began to mark Freedom Day, Day of Freedom. Well, recently Donald Trump decided, hey, I'm going to hold a rally in Tulsa. And let's do it on June 19th. Donald Trump says that if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't even know what Juneteenth was. Here goes a picture of the T-shirt we've had in our store now for the second year. My wife designed it. It's called Juneteenth is my Independence Day. See, according to Donald Trump, this shirt didn't exist. The Tim Black Show doesn't have it for sale. And black people and most people in America had no idea about the celebration. Do you know 49 states celebrate this holiday? And just because certain sheltered white folks like Donald Trump don't know what it is, doesn't mean other people didn't know what it was. But just like all things, Donald Trump wanted to take credit for, one, being so crass in just racially divisive time in history to go to Tulsa, Oklahoma, place where there was a massacre of over 300 black folks, where hundreds of businesses were burned to the ground, people's homes devastated. What was formerly known as the Black Wall Street was devastated by mobs and police officers who burnt down Tulsa, Oklahoma, burnt down Black Wall Street in Tulsa, Oklahoma. He wants to go there and give a speech on Juneteenth. What a slap in the face. And to cover up the backlash that he received from it, to mitigate the pushback, and also to get publicity for himself as the great uniter and to score points with dim-witted black folks, those who are dim-witted enough to think that Donald Trump really did any of that to help you, he wants to take credit for it. Trump claims nobody has ever heard of Juneteenth before he made it very famous. Yeah, see, he made it very famous by disrespecting it. He made it very famous by making the day not about those people, not about the emancipation of the slaves, not even about Tulsa where he was going to give his speech, but about Donald Trump and his re-election. You know, I saw brothers in Tulsa, Oklahoma. They were speaking very passionately from the heart about. They didn't even have a problem with Donald Trump coming there. They just said, if Donald Trump's going to come here on this day, he's going to come to Tulsa, Oklahoma on Juneteenth, I hope he talks about the real reason why we celebrate Juneteenth and what happened here in Tulsa. Don't make us a photo op, President. Talk about the real issue. And with that, Donald Trump rescheduled his appearance because Donald Trump doesn't really care about the real issue. You know, there's some things that people do can be discussed rationally and reasonably, and we can sit down over a cup of tea or even a cold beer and have it out. You can tell me your side of it, and I tell you my side of it. But to the black conservatives who curry water for Donald Trump, you somehow think you're better than white so-called liberals or black so-called liberals who curry water for Joe Biden? Nah, man, you just as bad, if not worse. Trump does the same shit. I'm tired of hearing people falsely equivocate what Trump does as funny, comical, or trolling. It's only trolling because it doesn't affect you. It's only comical because you have a bad sense of humor. And it's only harmless because you don't give a shit. Tomorrow will be the celebration of June 10th, or today I should say, because of the time that it is now. The celebration of June 10th began way back in 1866. It didn't start because Trump tweeted about it in a coarse, crass way, which is now referred to the Trump way. All right, guys, I think I covered it all pretty much. Tomorrow I'll have an interview. It's not going to be a live interview, but I just want you to know Isaiah James, who's running a New York's 9th District, will be interviewed. I'll be interviewing him tomorrow, and I hope to release that video tomorrow night because June 23rd is Election Day in New York, and I want to make sure we give him a last-minute push. I'm trying to do the same with Mr. Booker, and then shortly after that, Ms. Cori Bush will be back here as well. We're trying to get these candidates their last push towards the finish line. Of course, we're going to have Paula Swearingen back and many others. All right, guys. We did good tonight. You're never too late if your heart's in the right place. Thank you for being here. Remember, don't let nobody take your cornbread. I want to thank everybody who's contributed so far to our GoFundMe to upgrade our sound equipment, our call-in equipment. But as promised, we went right ahead with the show Tuesday. We had a number of droppages with the phone line, but our new PC is on its way. Hopefully we'll have that I don't want to make promises, but I'm trying to get it done by tomorrow. It's supposed to be delivered sometime tomorrow. I will try to get it set up as quickly as possible. But we went on with the show anyway on Tuesday, and we took phone calls, and we're going to keep doing that. We're going to update equipment while we do the shows. We're not going to stop shows, and then update equipment, and then start the show. No. We're going to push through our technical problems. If I got to run the phone lines and play it through a speaker and put a mic to the speaker, we're going to keep going because we do this show. It's not about everything being all pretty and shiny. It's about the substance of our show. That's what matters, guys. So, with that being said, GoFundMe is listed below. It's in the comment section, or it'll be in the description. You can find it on Facebook, and it's pinned on my Twitter. I don't know, it's not pinned on Facebook. I got something else pinned on Facebook. But it's a GoFundMe for the Tim Black Show to raise it for a computer and phone. We restarted a former GoFundMe. So I didn't start a new one. So there was already some money in this GoFundMe from previous date. So anyway, is that it, Tim Black? Is that it? Yeah. Now I want to go to the comment section. I want to read off my new members. Hopefully some people join tonight. I know it's late, but hopefully we read off some comments and some new members, and we get ready for tomorrow. Thank you, Wolfpack. Thank you, Johnsons, for everything you do to support the show. This show is brought to you by you. Now, that sounds weird, but it's true, okay? It's brought to you by you, and only you know if you've been supporting the show, and I hope you do. Share the show with a friend. Let them know that there is an independent media source that does not ignore these issues that we happen to care about. And everybody can't do everything, but we try to do what we do to the best of our ability, and we're compared to no one. We're just who we are, and the door is open for all to come join us. Join the Tim Black Wolfpack. Do that today, because when you watch other news channel shows, often you leave more confused than when you started. You don't know what to believe. When you watch this show, you can know that we speak from the heart, we speak true. All right, let's go to the comment section, y'all. Guys, I tell you, man. Who's over here on Facebook, YouTube? YouTube peoples. Let's see if I got anybody join tonight. Let's see. Anybody join up? Let me announce somebody's name, something. Red Forest, LB, things, stuff, and stuff. Tim, what's up, man? LB things, what's up, LB? We're in the building, Johnson. Red Forest is in the building. Tanya A, Independent Media Only Johnson. Grateful for you. Durrell's in the house. Don't mind me just checking on the old swear jar Johnsons. I dropped a couple tonight, you know what I'm saying? But Freedom Friday, oh. Still fake news. Oh, salt fake news. Oops, constantly violate the Fourth Amendment. 95% of cases don't go to trial. American justice is a sham. Thank you, my brother. Thank you. Thank you, Johnson. I don't know if that's my brother or my sister, but thank you, Johnson. In the wars, wage for the cowardly elites. The civilian-led policing reform advocated by former police cop. What? Michael J. and the academic Dr. Michael Wood. Michael Wood is a well-thought-out solution. Have you seen it? Have I seen it? Michael Wood came on my show. We did a series of videos. We did like 4 or 5 video series on it. Look up Michael A. Wood and Tim Black. Bruh, I've been on this. This was back with the Baltimore Uprising. 2014, man. Tim Black has some skin in the game, y'all. He has some skin in the game. Yes, I know Michael A. Wood, man. Good brother. LB Things and stuff and more. Happy Juneteenth, Wolfpack. Thank you. Anthony, Tim High from Detroit. Abolish Homeland Security. Hey, we are over-policed. Oh, there is a picture. There's a picture, guys, showing how much money we spend on police. Tomorrow we'll talk about how much money is spent policing compared to other countries' military budgets. Do you know our police budgets in some of our states rival countries' military budgets? See, they open up a can of worms now. I am all in, hashtag defund the police, because You won me over. You know what? I can't be concerned with people misinterpreting what it means. It's my job. Let me get this right. It's my job to educate those who misinterpret the meaning. I don't think it's fair to just say those people willfully misinterpret. There are people who are dishonest actors, but there are other people who don't get it. So it's independent media's job, it should be our job, and all activists' job, to interpret it, to explain it. And hopefully we can do that in a succinct way that communicates it so that people understand. We're not saying that there aren't things that are going to require some type of authority or some type of assistance. But we're saying everything does not need to be done by police, nor should it be done, and it cannot be done. Okay? Everything cannot be done by police. We need to have less police. We need to defund police. That's how we get to less police. Police should not be doing what they're doing. We have to change it. And these little trimming around the edges ain't going to get it. It ain't going to get it. We ain't going to be able to fix what's wrong by just throwing more money to people with guns. Okay? That ain't going to get it. Okay? So we need to defund the police. Period. Hashtag defund the police. We're working on it. I'm working on it. A better way to articulate that. But I think we're on the right track. But we have to all work towards informing those who don't understand it. Right? Okay. I'm with you, though. I got you. These cops calling in sick, man. Yeah, they love the people so much that they decide, let the people die. Because I don't like the fact that you are charging this one guy, this one officer. Yeah, you charged one of ours. We're willing to let civilians die because you charged this officer. We're willing to let civilians die. But we're here to serve the civilians. Nah, it kind of shows what you're really about, don't it? Yeah, it kind of shows what you're really about. Thank you. Relencodo. Thank you, Rail. I joined officially the other day. Tomorrow's call will be lit. All right, Slick. Call up Slick. Hey, look. I'm going to have the phone lines open. We pay the bill. You just don't act right. But I'm going to call up. I'm going to have the phone lines open. Dustin. Thank you, Johnson, for what you do. You're awesome. You awesome, man. Dustin, you awesome, my brother. Check that out. We're awesome together. Man, we got the best community on the internet, I don't believe none of that nonsense. Oh, you should watch, you should do this. Won't you bring this person on? No, won't they invite us on their show? Won't they do that? We got the hottest call-in show on the internet, man. Why you keep telling me that I need to bring other people here? Won't they come? Won't they invite us over there? Johnson, we're doing it here. We've been working on this show for how long? Almost a decade. Let's get it. Let's get some props to the home team, man. Yeah, let's put some props to the home team. What's up, LB? Thank you, LB. That's it. My voice is going away. I'm going to get some sleeps. Well, no, I got to put out a video first. Have a good evening. I'll see you later on today. Be safe. Keep your phones handy. Film it all. Put it all out. Peace, y'all. Facebook, you good? Facebook. My Facebook people, look, I'm going to give a shout out to my Facebook moderators. Hey, Curry, Rahul, Ginger, Rose. Look, guys, look. Thank you so much for my moderators on Facebook. Tim Black Speak on the group. Thank you so much. Shout out to all the folks there to keep us going. Cheryl, what's up, Cheryl? And Greg, what's up? Rebecca Lane, how you doing? And Uli, where you at? I know it's late. Uli got to go to work today. I know she got to go to work today. I love you, Facebook. I love the people. Right? Sometimes the platform is okay to me, but it's really about the people, man. Wherever you at, I'm going to be wherever you are. That's how I try to roll. So thank you for sticking by me, Facebook people. We speak truth to power here. Those that have been here with me enough know I ain't perfect, but I mean well. So let's just keep doing what we're doing. Tomorrow will be Freedom Friday. Hope that you join us, 10:30-ish. During the day, I interview Isaiah James, 9th District, New York. Trying to get it done, progressive, forward thinker, against the wars, against mass incarceration. He's a good man. All right. I love y'all. I'll see you on the next one. Oh. The Tim Black Show is streamed live in front of a live internet live audience. And we'll keep doing it. Join us, become a member of the Wolfpack. Go to patreon.com, Tim Sake Live. You can also join on Facebook or Twitter. On Facebook or YouTube if you like that better. I got love for you. I'll see you soon. Go to TimBlackTV.com. Real Tim Black on Facebook and Twitter. Tim Black at night on that gram. Bam. Get a Juneteenth shirt at the Tim Black Gear Shop. Juneteenth shirt at the Tim Black Gear Shop.